Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Straight Talk on 106.9, the XFM. I'm Bill Paul, and we have a long-distance hookup for you today that's quite off the wall, stretching all the way from California to Detroit. And first of all, from California, we've got Shane Wall. Hello, Shane.
Hey, Bill Paul, how you doing?
Just fine. Tell us about your record company.
Boot Camp Enterprises, subsidiary Boot Camp Records.
Okay, and where are you located?
We're located in California.
And what part of California?
We're in Southern California.
Okay, and you have in the past introduced us to a lot of performers from your label. Can you remind us of a few of the people that you featured?
We brought you Carlos Ferrar, we brought you Amy Perrin, we brought you Chris Doran, and today we're going to bring you Uncle Ill.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about Uncle Ill.
Special project. Uncle Ill is from Detroit, legendary in Detroit, but we're going to let the world know about him. He's got a song featuring Eminem and another artist named Hush, and we're bringing it to you today.
All right, and Uncle Ill, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. How you doing?
Excellent. And tell us, how did you hook up with Eminem?
We're just boys from the neighborhood, man. In Detroit, every rapper that's dope knows each other. You know, we all know one another. If you're good, you know, your reputation speaks for itself, and we all just know each other.
Uh-huh. And so whose idea was it to get together, and how did that go?
I guess it was all our idea. We come together pretty much and mess around, do things every now and then, and after so long of messing around, I decided to put something down for real and see what happens.
All right. And tell us a little bit about this song we're going to hear.
We shine. Just three real good MCs showing skills, versatile, just pretty much versatility, and it's pretty much bringing it to anybody out there that we consider competition. Just letting you know a little bit about the Detroit flavor.
Okay, and tell us about Detroit. How's it going?
Detroit is in a recession right now, but it's up and coming. It's a place, it's urban. It's a place where pretty much everyone has to get along. You know, you pretty much got to live together, you got to play together type deal, you know?
Mm-hmm. And
that's
how
pretty much
about,
what it is there.
And how about
everyone gets along because we have to.
And how about downtown Detroit? Is it coming
downtown
back?
Detroit is on and popping always. We got Detroit Tigers down there. Mike Illich runs things here. He pretty much has downtown on lock. And Detroit downtown is pretty much where everyone goes to party at often. You can see all the who's downtown Detroit whenever you come here.
Well, I know I come to Detroit every year for the Concert of Colors, which is a wonderful, wonderful
right.
music event, and I see Detroit really happening whenever I go there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely on the come up. I mean, pretty much all the big artists, entertainers, they always come to Detroit. They always I was renting Alonzo Mourning. He was here for an NBA thing, and he was here like a couple of days early just taking some flights to hang out in downtown Detroit, you know, and he even left a day later than he was supposed to. It happens all the time. People come here and they want to kind of hang out and just, you know, hang out in downtown areas. That's what they like about Detroit.
And how about your career? How did you start out, and how did you get your opportunities?
Pretty much with everyone here, it's kind of like with Detroit. I don't know how there's in other places, but with Detroit, it's like a good place to pretty much test how you are as an artist. You go around, you make a name for yourself here, and then you get the stamp of approval to go on and further your career. Once you're known here, then it's time to pretty much move on and make yourself known elsewhere. And that was just a phone call to somebody that knew Shane, and Shane pretty much did the rest. Boot Camp Enterprise.
And about what percentage of your career is with a live audience, and what percentage is in the studio?
Everything I do pretty much is recording-wise in the studio. Live performance-wise, I've done every major venue here in Detroit. The Fox, Royal Oak Music Theater, the Palladium, St. Andrews. I've done majestic, magic. Like every arena here, I've pretty much done. There's the one place I can say that I haven't done here in Detroit, throughout Michigan, pretty much. So it's pretty much 50-50. I record it, and I go out and I perform.
And the medium that you're in has pretty much covered the whole world now. Rap and everything related to it has taken over.
Yeah, it's been kind of crazy to see how rap's evolved. You know, from how it started off in the 70s to the 80s, then the 90s, you think it's going to die out, and here we are in this, 2000 with this new sound. It's crazy the way rap, evolved. It's just changed over the years, but it's still here. Something that people said would never last.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think it would be nothing to do to pretty much be serious with, but it's a force to be reckoned with. It's everywhere. It's huge.
And are the rap artists the modern poets?
Definitely. Everyone has a story to tell. Every artist pretty much, through their lyrics, is expressing themselves. The beat can be anything. It can be a pop beat. It can be a techno beat, a house beat, any kind of beat, even the country beat. But the most important thing to a rap artist is his message and what he's saying within his lyrics. Whether it's just egotistical, whether it's hard times, whether it's love, whether it's party, it's pretty much their self-expression.
And what does your message tend to be?
My message varies. I talk about things that pretty much happen in my everyday life. Parties, relationships, family, hanging out with the fellas. It all depends on the song, more or less. And
do women that you date end up in songs that you sing?
Honestly, sometimes. Sometimes. I have a song called With or Without You, and it pretty much was directed toward a certain relationship that I was just saying, with or without you, I got to keep it moving. You're either with me, cool. If you're not, either way, I got to do what I got to do. That just happens all the time. Anyone that's an artist, I'm pretty sure they take some of their real personal life and they put it throughout their songs because it gives them something to write about. It motivates them to be creative.
And what kind of emotions do you like to leave an audience with? Some performers, they like to get an audience angry or jumping or in love or mellow. How would you like your audience to walk out of a venue?
I like them to pretty much understand where I'm coming from with a particular song. When I do a concert, I like them to know about me as a person, and they hear all aspects. They hear about love. They hear about anger. They hear about fear. They hear about happiness. All sorts of emotions run through different types of songs. So I know one thing for sure, after Uncle Ill's show, you pretty much get me in a nutshell about the time this concert's over. And you know pretty much what to expect, and you're pretty much pleased with what I've done. So the emotion is generally happy after I'm done.
It also seems that musicians in whatever field are not just musicians anymore. They start out with their concerts and start out with recordings and then go on sometimes to television, to film, get their own line of cosmetics, get their own line of clothing, whatever. Do you see yourself as a brand that's going to expand in these areas?
Definitely. Branding is really important to, I believe, every artist. You have to brand yourself. Once you make a name for yourself and your name is as big as it's going to be, why not? If you can have, a chain of stores, after your name, great. A line of cosmetics, clothing, apparel, shoes, whatever. The sky's the limit. Movies, it's like once you have a house, become a household name, you have to take advantage of that. And it's like a lot different than it used to be a rap. A lot of people didn't see rappers to be able to do things like that. And then you get like the early rappers, the Ice Cubes, the LL Cool J's, the Queen Latifahs, go on and show you that it can be done.
Certainly,
definitely.
Certainly. There's a lot of history there now. And do you? How would you like to be thought of by the millions of people that are going to know who you are?
I want them to know that Uncle Ill is a hard-working, real good artist that works hard and deserves anything he gets. I don't want the fans to really enjoy my music. I know every artist is different, but I want, most importantly, them to hear me out, or be able to relate to it. Everybody has a different story to tell, but there's always someone that can relate to your story. Always.
Now, what about Detroit has shaped your philosophy, your sound? Would you have a different sound if you grew up in Los Angeles or New York?
I would think so, because not that I've done anything in New York or California, but I can say that from what I've heard, a lot of style and sound pretty much sound similar in New York as well as California. They're pretty much in Detroit. There's a certain sound here. I try to pretty much stay open-minded to my sound and not sound like no particular area. So when people hear me, they don't really know where I'm from. If I don't tell them where I'm from, they have no idea where I'm from. They could think I'm from the South. They could think I'm from the West Coast, East Coast. They have no clue.
And when you're recording, do you need to record in front of a live audience, or do you record in a studio in the quiet?
And that's funny. It's funny because I tried to record with a live audience, but I remember working with Kid Rock before, and as I was in there, before I even got done, Kid Rock was telling me, "Don't say it like that, say it like this." And I wasn't even done yet. So before I could even get out what I was trying to express, he was already trying to shape me before I could even finish what I was doing. So from that point on, I said, okay, nobody else is allowed in the studio until I'm done shaping and expressing my words the way I want them to come out. I wouldn't let nobody else in the studio with me. So from now on, I just pretty much do it by myself. And when I'm done, I feel comfortable, then I'll let you in and hear what I've done. So thanks to Kid Rock, I don't let nobody else in the studio with me anymore.
All right. And have you got any good stories for us with some of the people you've worked with? I mean, you've worked with some big names here, Kid Rock, Eminem.
None really comes to mind right now, but I do know that everyone that I have worked with has been a great experience. I've learned from some of everybody. You know, from Eminem, I learned how to bend words different ways and how to get the most out of every word and syllable. From Kid Rock, I learned how to be professional at all times. I learned a lot from everybody, even when I hang on D12, believe it or not. I learned how to really, they had like a carefree attitude. And I learned how having a carefree attitude can also, affect your career as far as don't worry about what nobody else is doing, do what you're doing. I used to always, kind of worry about that sort of thing. And today, as a professional recording artist, I don't think about that anymore. I just do what I'm doing, and I don't care what everyone else is doing. So from working with so many different artists, I've learned so many different things, and it's benefited me big time, definitely. So no stories come off the top of my head that I like to talk about, but definitely a great learning experience from everybody.
All right, and show business also has led a lot of people to drugs, alcohol, gangsterism, gambling, all kinds of the dark side. I'm wondering, has any of that temptation come your way, and what do you think of that?
That's I think a touchy subject. I come up in a family where drugs and all that, was pretty much within my family. And I learned early on that those things, were bad. Not from doing any drugs, but just seeing the effects that it caused the family. Whether it's my uncle, my dad, whoever. When you see things like that, you pretty much know what it's already about. I kind of feel like the people that don't come from that, they don't know what that's about. And when they get in Hollywood, I think that they think everybody's their friend, and they tend to jump on the bandwagon and try things out. If you have good parents, my mom, my grandma did a good job raising me, and I knew better, what was right and what was wrong, as well as seeing the effects of drugs and alcohol in my family. You kind of grow up in a certain kind of way. But I think the people that have no clue what that's about, that tended to try things thinking they'll be okay because their friends are okay. And I don't do any drugs, alcohol, smoke, none of that sort of thing. But I don't frown at anybody that does do that. But my thing is, I just think a lot of the artists that get involved with that, either they were already doing it, or they think that when they meet their new industry friends that they're really their friends, and they decide to try it. They were really their friends. They wouldn't even ask them to try it because they know it does nothing but hurt you. So it all depends on how you come up and what your background is like. as far as drugs and alcohol go, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh, I do. All right. And how about your fans? What kind of reaction do you get from them? Do you get a lot of email? Do you get a lot of mail? Do you get a lot of stuff in the mail from people?
I get tons of appreciation emails. People tell me that I've heard like one guy told me that I'm not Eminem dirty, but I'm not Will Smith clean, and he appreciates me for that. He was expressing that he likes the way that I do my own thing, and it still sounds good. I get tons of responses. People telling me like, "Wow, I can't believe there's another good Detroit artist out there, and no one yet knows about you, but they will real soon." I get tons of mail, email. And it's all been good. I haven't really received anything negative at all, and that's been a great feeling. I love all the mail that I get, and I try to respond as much as I can. I get a lot of offers to do collaborations with other artists in other states. Got a couple of things from the UK. Didn't even know people knew who I was, but I'm finding out that my name's getting bigger and bigger, and I try to reach out to as many people as I can. So it's all been positive. It's been great.
And are you on Twitter?
Yes, Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, you name it. You can catch me on Twitter at Uncle L. You can catch me on Facebook at The Real Uncle L. You can catch me on MySpace, under Uncle L. Anything you want to know about Uncle L, you can pretty much Google me. BootcampEnterprises.com. I'm there as well. I'm everywhere.
And how did you get in touch with Shane and get involved with Boot Camp?
Oh, man. That's like a blessing in disguise. I was at a point in my life where I knew to further my career, I needed to get out of Detroit and go where the music is happening at, which was California. So I kept trying to get there, but financially it just wasn't happening. Things kept happening. I kept having to spend money for certain things. So I hit up my cousin and asked him, and he got back to me, and he knew somebody that knew Shane. And I gave Shane an call, and he was reserved at first, but he's like, what's your name? I said, Uncle L. He said, I'll call you back. I didn't know what that meant. And I guess he went and Googled me and did a bunch of research on me and found out all these things. And he called me back within a couple hours, and he's like, let's work together. And the rest has been history. It's been great so far. It's been great.
And what kind of things do you have to do to work with a record label?
The most important thing is to be professional. Nobody's going to hold your hand and say, hey, you got this going on. You wake up, it's time to be there. Or, hey, you got to go promote this. You got to pretty much be an adult, be responsible, take care of your own business, and you pretty much got to be responsible in a nutshell. There's nothing really too difficult. If they decide to work with you, you got to give them the courtesy and appreciate it and do your very best and be your best at all times.
And I'm also wondering if one day you woke up, looked at yourself on a poster and said, holy crap, that's me. I'm doing it. Do you have a moment of self-realization?
I have music right now on iTunes.com. My album, Y'all Know, my album, The Doodoo, and my current album, Gassed Up, and my new single with Eminem, We Shine. And when I first looked at that, thanks to Shane Wall at Blue Camp Enterprise got me on there, and I first looked at it, it did kind of hit home as, wow, it's really happening. I've been doing music for a while, and to know Shane only 3-4 months and have so much going on it's unreal. It's like, this is really happening. He's moving so fast that I can't even take it all in. I'm just rolling with it. But when I do sit down for a minute and look at it for myself, I'm like, wow, I have these albums up here. I'm doing great. People are starting to know who I am, and it's wonderful. You go to iTunes.com, you can search Uncle L. I'm up there, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's still, every day I'm amazed by it. Every single day I'm amazed by it. Even when I watch my videos, if you go to youtube.com/World Collective Videos, I have 4 videos on there. Dude Identity, featuring Champtown, Keep On, Medication, and Gorgeous featuring Genesis. I look at that and I'm like, I'm actually in video. I'm a recording artist. I'm actually doing this. It's unreal to me. And it's getting bigger every single day. I can't believe it. Every single day it's getting bigger.
And if we want to find out more about you, where's the best place to start?
Man, GrooveShark.com right now is doing a huge campaign on me. You go to GrooveShark.com, type in Uncle L, I'll come up. You go to iTunes.com, search my music, I'll definitely come up. BootcampEnterprises.com, that's where Shane Waller Company resides, I'll definitely come up. SugoMusic.com /WeShine.html, that's Sugo, SUGO. You go there and you see the song with Eminem, you see my Medication song, my videos are there. I'm pretty much anywhere. And if you really, really can't find me, that's like Google. Type in Uncle L into Google, I'm everywhere. There's no place that I'm not.
Well, let's talk about this song that's breaking right now with you and Eminem. Tell us about it. Because we're going to listen to it.
The song with me and Eminem, We Shine. Also Hush. It's 3 MCs coming together, showing skill, letting the world know what's up with Detroit MCs and how we get down as far as our style goes.
All right. And do you want to introduce the song for us?
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody? This your man, Uncle L. I'm chilling. And you're going to listen to my new song, We Shine, featuring Eminem. Check it out.
Thanks for being with us. And here comes We Shine on 106.9, the XFM.
Thank you, man.
When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Every time I pick up the microphone, when I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. Every time I pick up the microphone, when I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. I'm back this shit, packing shit, my stack is shit. If anyone steps up out of this shit, I'm blasting this shit. You gon' fade me, but swinging like Peter Parker. I'll wreck the goddamn barber. Forget your dreams about being with fans hugged up. You couldn't be a dope see if you said his rhymes drugged up. I told you once, but you forgot, so here's a flashback. You couldn't be this shit if you came out my stop front, kid, you know you ain't paid. And the only mic you wrecked was that kid you fought in first grade. Ain't nothing lyrical about you but your lies. So cut this shit, cause you starting to draw flies. You play like my 5-year-old's newborn toys. Don't know what it's about Chicago, but I can still make Illinois. Like Robin Leach, I display stylist ways. That's rough like my face when I haven't shaved in days. Listen up, all these words take heed when I ain't cock and squeeze. No more MCs breathe. I'm sick of this. Here's my final diss. We go dim this shit, we shaking like the city shine. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes. My Smith and Wessie got you laying in some alley messy. Got your family looking for your Sally Jesse. We squash beef in the mold when you ain't breathing no more. Leaving your skull split like Steven Seagal. Let the cat out, flat out. Detroit's a madhouse, so I don't get offended when I hear my city badmouth. Quick to pull the gat out and set it. Then leave you with more instrument missing than a little kid radio edit. Stick up kids be trying to live paid. You get your grid sprayed with 27 bullets in your rib cage. Get the gauge, cock it back. Empty them pockets, Jack, or I'ma send you flying like a rocket pack. Murder you for a bag of chips and a chocolate snack. Break into your crib, steal your shit and lock it back. 10-year-old kids be standing on the block with gats. Just for living nowadays, to get you blocked with bats. Where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? That's some old Detroit shit. Y'all wouldn't know about that shit though, unless you come to my city, you know what I'm saying? See where we live. We shine. When I bust on the mic, I bust with real hard rhymes.
put Detroit up in their rap songs. Cause without us, their careers wouldn't last long. So like a generation, we've been passed on. Now it's our time to shine, put your glasses on. Got these A&Rs and labels with binoculars. Looking in, jocking us and not jocking yours. Too many groups follow trends, unoriginal. Using loops that transcend every bitch in you. Don't ever try to say this is a ghost town. 1 million rappers in this bitch, they need to slow down. Evaluate the situation, all the rest are killers. Fly hoes out on Jefferson with drug dealers. 2 years in the joint, nobody's touching hush. Try to say you put us down, but you're under us. Now who the fuck of you is just coincidental. When you rhyme, you're even worse than the instrumental. You're just a phone tapper with no backbone. Talk this shit, I got a click that